This is the Focus Shift podcast, your best listening experience for creating your best online business. We'll focus on topics that help you get discovered. So sit back, listen, take notes if you like, and get excited about growing your business.
So today we are putting on our most comfortable but also most strategic shoes.
That's a good way to put it.
Because we are sprinting toward the finish line of the year. We've got this fantastic stack of source material, and it's all focused on e-commerce optimization for online sellers.
Right, and specifically for those who sell, highly visual or personal goods. Think prints, photography albums, holiday specials.
Exactly.
If you run an online shop like that, these last few weeks of the year, they're not just busy. They represent the single largest revenue window you have.
The whole year can come down to this.
It really can. So our mission today is to cut through all the noise and just uncover 5 really high-impact strategies. We want to help sellers not only increase their sales volume, but also, and this is key, create a better, more frictionless shopping experience.
I love that framing.
Yeah.
Frictionless shopping. Because so often we talk about marketing and we focus on the megaphone part. We forget about, the messy checkout or the confusing product page. So let's unpack this. The first major area they point to is, it's the absolute foundation, your product listings.
Exactly. You have to start at the base level. If that foundation is weak, no amount of promotion is going to save you.
Right.
The sources make it so clear. A simple listing refresh can dramatically improve your conversion rates. If your photos are stale or your descriptions are leftovers from July,
you're signaling that the shop isn't active.
You are absolutely leaving money on the digital table. It tells the buyer you're not really paying attention.
Okay, so when we talk about refreshing, what does that actually look like? For someone selling, say, custom prints, it can't just be swapping one photo for another, right?
No, it has to be a multifaceted attack.
Yeah.
The sources list 3 updates that really work together. First, your images. They need to be seasonally relevant or show the product in a gifting context.
So show someone unwrapping it.
Perfect. Second, refine descriptions. You have to speak directly to the holiday buyer, emphasize quality, shipping cutoffs, all that good stuff.
The practical things they're worried about.
And third, this is critical. You have to highlight what is new or trending right now. Use, strong visual cues, new arrival, or holiday bestseller badges. It creates instant trust.
That makes a ton of sense.
Yeah.
Highlighting what's new signal activity. What about the logistics, though? Especially for items like prints or albums where there are just a million choices. The sources mention maximizing something called product options.
Yes.
What does that mean in practical terms? Why is that such a big deal?
So product options are basically the configuration settings for one item. Imagine you're selling a landscape print.
Okay.
A customer doesn't just buy the image. They have to pick the size, the finish mat, gloss, canvas, maybe even framing. If that whole process is clunky, if they have to email you or click on 4 different pages, they're gone.
They just bail.
They bail. Product options. When they're set up right, let the buyer manage all those variables from a single drop-down menu on the listing page. It removes the biggest reason for cart abandonment.
Which is decision friction.
That's the one. It turns complexity into simplicity.
I love that. Seeing organization as a sales tool, not just, back-end admin work. And that brings us perfectly to the second tip, which builds right on that idea, creating seasonal shopping collections.
Yes. The goal here is you become the guide, not just the vendor.
You're not just presenting a catalog.
Exactly. You do the mental work of grouping things for the customer. It's like a grocery store creating a holiday baking needs section. You stop overwhelming them and you just guide them straight to what they're looking for.
And the sources give some really good examples here. It's not just a big holiday collection.
No, that's too broad.
You should be building refined collections around, say, gift ideas for mom, or maybe something like limited editions to emphasize that scarcity.
And you can't forget price-focused curation. Grouping items into buckets like gifts under $50 or stocking stuffers it's just paramount.
So it's a navigational strategy.
It is a very sophisticated one. These collections, they're not just lists. They are themed landing pages designed for high conversion inspiration. The customer lands there, and they immediately know they're in the right place.
Okay, so we've optimized the foundation. That was tip 1. We've set up the roadmap for the customer with collections, tip 2. Now we move from that passive organization to, active conversion strategy.
Getting them to buy now.
Exactly. This brings us to tip 3, offering limited time promotions.
The psychology here is just timeless, right? Urgency helps motivate that immediate purchase. People are natural procrastinators.
Oh, for sure. Especially when shopping for other people.
They'll almost always assume they have more time than they really do. So a well-placed promotion acts as that little nudge they need to overcome the inertia.
What kind of promotional tactics do the sources recommend? I mean, flash sales are a classic.
A classic for a reason. But you have to leverage more than just a price cut. The sources also point to free shipping offers. But crucially, only for a limited window.
Or for a limited number of orders.
Exactly. And of course, cleverly packaged holiday bundles. All of these tactics create a perceived immediate value that is just really hard to ignore when that clock is ticking down.
I have to push back on that a little bit, though. If we're constantly pushing limited editions or running flash sales, doesn't that sort of dilute the value of our high-quality prints or services long-term?
That is a critical question, and it really speaks to how you implement this. The key is to manage the scarcity properly.
So you're not just discounting everything all the time.
No. You focus the urgency on specific controlled elements. Maybe the scarcity is based on limited stock, or a very limited window to get that free shipping. If you're offering bundles, make sure they're unique, seasonal offerings that aren't usually available.
Ah, so it's a special event.
You're making the purchasing moment special. You're leveraging sales features to convert, but you're not devaluing your core product line.
That makes so much sense. It's about turning that decision to buy now into an event. This whole strategy, optimized listings, smart curation, focused urgency, it's all about turning the website into what the source calls a conversion machine.
Precisely. And that leads us perfectly to tip 4, which is such an easy win. It solves a huge headache for the holiday buyer.
Let me guess. Gift cards.
Adding gift cards. For the customer who is just paralyzed by choice, it's the perfect out.
It's revenue in your hand, and it requires zero inventory management. It solves that huge last-minute problem.
The immediate benefit is great. Easy revenue solves the buyer's problem. But this is where the strategy moves into, it's genius territory. This is where it gets really interesting.
Okay, I'm listening.
It's the critical secondary benefit. Gift cards help guarantee future traffic. They bring new clients back after the holidays.
Whoa! That is the ultimate extension of the sales cycle.
Think about it.
You sell the card in December, but the recipient, who maybe has never even heard of your shop, is now basically forced to engage with your store in January or February.
When sales are typically slow,
Right.
It creates this guaranteed flow of warm, prepaid leads during your off-season. It ensures that the revenue spike you see in December doesn't just fall off a cliff in January.
It's a bridge.
It's a bridge. It's not just a last-minute fix. It's a proactive strategy for client retention and future acquisition. It smooths out your entire revenue pipeline.
That is a seriously powerful insight for anyone with an e-commerce business. Gift cards are the bridge to guarantee Q1 momentum. I love that.
It's huge.
So we've optimized the shop, we've set up the urgency, we've built the infrastructure for future sales. The final crucial step is visibility. Tip 5, promote your store everywhere.
Because even the most perfect shop is useless if no one knows it exists.
Right, you have to shout about it.
You have to shift from preparation to amplification. You can't whisper about it. The source lists the obvious channels. Dedicated email newsletters featuring those bundles, daily updates on social media, engaging blog posts, telling the story behind a collection.
And the source mentions a specific tool for this, recommending sellers use story panels. Now, for our listeners who aren't deep in e-commerce jargon, what exactly is a story panel?
A story panel is basically a visual announcement banner. It's a carousel, usually right at the top of your shop's homepage.
So prime digital real estate.
The most prime real estate you have. It's a highly visible, dedicated area for important time-sensitive messages, like a revolving billboard on your website.
So instead of burying your flash sale in a footer, you're putting it right up front.
Exactly. You use that high visibility to immediately communicate the urgency we talked about. You announce flash sales, shipping deadlines, limited stock, and make sure your key messages are seen immediately.
That connects directly to the broader point the source makes about integrated marketing tools. They specifically reference how AI and email marketing work together.
Yeah, that collaboration is key. It's not enough to just send a generic newsletter blast anymore.
The AI component lets you segment your audience, right?
Precisely. You can send an email about prints under $50 only to customers who have previously shown price sensitivity. And you send a high-value album package offer to your repeat buyers.
It makes the message personal.
And powerful. This integration ensures that when you hit send, the message is not just loud, but it's highly personalized. And that maximizes reach and conversion rates dramatically during a chaotic season.
This has been a genuinely deep dive into strategy. The central theme that keeps coming up is that a few smart, timely updates can just have a massive impact on your year-end results.
That's it. If we summarize the overall result of these 5 tips, you're closing the year with a triple win. You get more immediate sales, you get increased visibility, and, crucially, a much better, smoother experience for every single customer.
That organization pays dividends.
Well into the future.
So what does this all mean for you, the seller who's listening right now?
Yeah.
We learned that strategic planning, that curation and urgency, combined with simple customer support tools, like those amazing gift cards, is the recipe for a strong finish.
And that strategic implication of the gift card is so crucial. It's guaranteed revenue now, sure, but its true value is bringing in that post-holiday traffic.
Which leads us to our final thought.
Exactly. Building on that idea of momentum, the challenge is this. If gift cards are used to guarantee off-season traffic,
What other off-season tools or offers could you implement during the holiday rush while the traffic is high to make sure that business momentum carries well into the next quarter?
maybe it's a loyalty sign-up bonus only available in December, but it's redeemable in January.
Ooh, that's a good one.
How are you setting up a compelling reason for your customers to come back in the dead of winter, using the frenzy of December as the activation point? Think about that connection. That's how you leverage the present rush to build a much stronger future.
Something vital to mull over as you're optimizing those product options and deploying those story panels. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive into strategic e-commerce.
We hope these nuggets of knowledge help you finish your year stronger than ever. We'll see you next time.
The Focus Shift podcast is presented by PhotoBiz, the best website solution for photographers. Whether you're launching your site or scaling your online business, PhotoBiz has your back. To get started for free, visit photobiz.com today.